He said he would go, and at once he mounted his cloud somersault. Instantly he arrived at the Spirit Mountain. Lowering his auspicious luminosity, he looked everywhere. Marvelous place. The noble Mount Spirit. Fine, pure cloud layers. A divine summit touching jade green sky. A great town seen in western heaven. Its form, its air surpassing even China's. The primal breath flows to widen heaven and earth. Strong wind scatters a platform full of flowers. Long notes of bells and stones are often heard. And clear, loud scripture recitations. You see, too, lay sisters lecturing beneath green pines. And arhats walking among jade-like cedars. White cranes with feelings come to Vulture Peak. Blue phoenixes wish to stand by quiet arbors. Black apes in pairs hold up immortal fruits. Aged deer in twos present purple blooms. Rare birds call often like some tale telling. And flowers too strange and fair to have names. The ranges turn and circle, fold upon fold. The old path meanders, though it's level. A place where pure void of spirit's the norm. Buddha's solemn and great awakened form. As Pilgrim enjoyed the sight of the mountain scenery, he heard someone calling him. Sun Wukong, where did you come from? Where are you going? He turned quickly and found that it was the honored one Bikyu, I. The great sage greeted her and said, I have a matter that requires an audience with Tathagata. You rascal, said Bikyu, I. If you want to see Tathagata, why don't you ascend the treasure temple? Why stay here to look at the mountain? This is the first time I have been to this noble region, replied Pilgrim. And that's why I am acting boldly. Follow me quickly, said Bikyu, I, and Pilgrim ran after her up to the gate of the Thunderclap Monastery, where their way was barred by the heroic figures of the 8 great Diamond Guardians. Wukong, said Bikyu, I. Wait here for a moment and let me announce your arrival. Pilgrim had no choice but to wait outside the gate. Going before the Buddha, Bikyu I pressed her palms before her, and said, Sun Wukong needs to have an audience with Tathagata. Whereupon Tathagata commanded him to enter, and only then did the Diamond Guardians allow him to pass. After Pilgrim touched his head to the ground, Tathagata asked, Wukong, I heard previously that after the honored one Guanyin had freed you, you made submission to Buddhism and agreed to accompany the Tang monk to seek scriptures here. Why have you come all by yourself? What is the matter? Again touching his head to the ground, Pilgrim said, Let me report this to our Buddha. Since your disciple embraced the faith, he has followed the master from the Tang court in his journey west. We reached the Golden Helmet Cave of the Golden Helmet Mountain, where we ran into an evil demon, who had the name of Bovine Great King. He had such vast magic powers that he abducted my master and brothers into his cave. Your disciple demanded their return, but he had no good will at all, and we fought it out. My iron rod was snatched away by a ghostly white fillet of his. As I suspected that he might be some celestial warrior who longed for the world, I went to the region above to investigate. The Jade Emperor was kind enough to lend me the assistance of the father and son team of Devarajali, only to have him rob the prince of his 6 weapons. Then I asked the Star of Fiery Virtue to burn him with fire, but he took the fire equipment also. Next we asked the Star of Watery Virtue to drown him with water, but we couldn't even touch a single hair of his. After your disciple spent enormous energy to steal back the iron rod and other things, we went again to provoke battle. Once again his fillet sucked away all our weapons, and we are powerless to subdue him. That's why I have this special request for our Buddha, in his great compassion, to survey the world, and find out what is the true origin of this creature. I shall then be able to capture his kin or neighbor, so that it will facilitate the arrest of the demon and the rescue of my master. All of us then will be able to bow, with palms pressed together and with utter sincerity, to seek the right fruit. After Tathagata heard this, he trained his eyes of wisdom to peer into the distance, and immediately he had knowledge of the whole affair. though I've learned the identity of that fiendish creature," he said to Pilgrim. "I can't reveal it to you because you have such a loose, apish tongue. If somehow you pass on the fact that it was I who disclosed his identity, he would not fight with you, but he would start a quarrel up here in Spirit Mountain. That would cause me a lot of trouble. Let me give you the assistance of my Dharma power instead to help you capture him." Bowing deeply again, Pilgrim thanked him and said, "What sort of Dharma power will you bestow on me?" Tathagata immediately ordered the 18 arhats to open the treasury and take out 18 grains of golden cinnabar sand to assist Wukong. "What will this golden cinnabar sand do?" asked Pilgrim. "Go before the cave," said Tathagata, "and ask the demon for a contest. Entice him to come out, and the arhats will at once release the sand, which will entrap him. Since he won't be able to move his body or raise his feet, you can beat him up at will." "Wonderful! Wonderful!" cried Pilgrim, laughing. "Bring them out quickly." Not daring to delay, the arhats at once took out the golden cinnabar sand and walked out of the gate. After Pilgrim thanked Tathagata again, he ran after the crowd and found there were only 16 arhats. "What sort of a place is this?" yelled Pilgrim. "That you are taking bribes and releasing prisoners." "Who is taking bribes and releasing prisoners?" asked the arhats, and Pilgrim said, "Originally 18 of you were sent. Why is it that there are only 16 now?" Hardly had he finished speaking when Dragon Subduer and Tiger Tamer, the two honored ones, walked out from inside. "Wukong?" they said. "How could you be so mischievous? The two of us remained behind because Tathagata had further instructions for us." "That's a wretched way to take bribes," said Pilgrim. "If I waited even a moment in hollering, you probably would not come out." Laughing uproariously, the arhats mounted the auspicious clouds. In a moment, they arrived at the Golden Helmet Mountain, where they were met by Devaraja Li, leading the rest of the deities. "No need to go into the details," said one of the arhats. "Go quickly and ask him to come out." Holding his fists high, our great sage went before the cave entrance and shouted, "Blubbery fiend! Come out quickly and try your hands with your grandpa son." Again those little fiends dashed inside to make the report. Infuriated, the Demon King said, "This thievish ape! I wonder whom he has invited to come make a nuisance here." "There's no other warrior," said the little fiends. "He's all by himself. I've already taken away his rod," said the Demon King. "How is it that he shows up all by himself again? Could it be that he wants to box some more?" Picking up his treasure and his lance, he ordered the little fiends to move away the boulders and leapt out of the cave. "Larcenous ape," he scolded. "For several times you haven't been able to gain the upper hand, and that should make you stay away. Why are you here again making noises?" Pilgrim said, "This brazen demon doesn't know good or evil. If you don't want your grandpa to show up at your door, you make submission, apologize, and send out my master and brothers. Then I'll spare you. Those 3 monks of yours," said the fiend, "have been scrubbed clean. Soon they will be slaughtered. And you are still making a fuss. Go away." When Pilgrim heard the word slaughter, fire leapt up to his cheeks. Unable to suppress the anger of his heart, he wielded his fists and attacked the demon with hooks and jabs. Spreading out his long lance, the fiend turned to meet him. Pilgrim jumped this way and that to deceive the monster. Not knowing it was a trick, the demon left the entrance of the cave and gave chase toward the south. At once Pilgrim shouted for the arhats to pour the golden cinnabar sand down on the demon. Marvelous sand. Truly. Like fog, like mist, it spreads out at first. In great profusion it drops from afar. One mass of white. Blinding vision everywhere. A dark expanse. Flaring up to lead you astray. The working woodsman has lost his partner. The fairy youth picking herbs can't see his home. It drifts and soars like fine wheat flour. Some grains are coarse like sesame. The world seems opaque as the summits darken. The sun's hidden and the sky disappears. It's not quite the noise and dust at a horse's heels, nor the light fluffiness chasing a scented car. This sand is by nature a ruthless thing, which can blot out the world to seize the fiend. Because a demon assails the right way, the Arhats by law release their power, though your hand may hold a bright shiny pearl. Soon the blown sand will your eyesight obscure. When the demon saw that the flying sand was clouding up his vision, he lowered his head and discovered that his feet were already standing in 3 feet of the stuff. He was so horrified that he tried to jump upward. Before he could even stand up properly, the sand grew another foot. In desperation, the fiend tried to pull up his legs while taking out his fillet. Throwing it up into the air, he cried, "Hit!" With a loud whoosh, the 18 grains of golden cinnabar sand were sucked away. The demon then strode back to the cave. All of those Arhats with bare hands stopped their clouds, while Pilgrim drew near and asked, "Why are you not sending down the sand? There was a sound just now." One of them said, and instantly our golden cinnabar sand vanished. "That little something has sucked them away again," sighed Pilgrim with a laugh. "If he's so hard to catch," said Devaraja Lee to the rest, "how could we ever arrest him? When will we be able to return to heaven? How could we face the Emperor?" On one side, Dragon Subduer and Tiger Tamer, the 2 Arhats, said, "Wukong, did you know why we delayed in coming out of the door just now?"